of circuit is root 3 by 2 with current leading. So what is the formula for power factor of the circuit? Any formula? Cos phi should be equal to root 3 by 2. Current leading the voltage. So it should be like a RC circuit or the total. It should be RC circuit or RL circuit. It should be RC circuit, no? The effective, the total circuit should be RC. No, this is for total circuit here. Of total circuit, I'll write phi. That of the box, I'll write phi 1. And power factor of the box is telling it is 1 by 2. Now basically box should contain only resistor, only capacitor, or should have a capacitor, inductor and resistor. I think the question is given this much only. Students unnecessarily sir will assume more elements, then more unknowns and you can't solve. Now what should be the box contains? If the box having only resistance, what should be the power factor? 1, no? Try to understand the significance of power factor. Box contains only resistance, what should be the power factor? Cos phi 1 should be equal to 1. This should have been unity. Then if we were having only capacitor, then it will be, how much will be 0? Only inductor will be 0, but it's saying 0.5. So therefore what should happen? It should have some reactive as well as resistive element. This is the one thing. Then what element you are going to assume? Reactive. Is it inductor or capacitor? Look at the total circuit. Only resistance is there. Only resistance is there. And power factor is leading. Current leading the voltage. So therefore there must be a capacitor and a resistor inside the box. The interpretation you're supposed to do. So if I replace this, a capacitor and a resistor should be there. C R and this is resistance. The interpretation you have to do like this. So let me call this is R2. This is that box. No, not needed. Or fine. I think now get into the problem. I think it's all about formulas. Nothing to do. For a box, what is cos phi? Impedance triangle, you draw it. So how the impedance triangle will be? This R1, XC, there's a phi 1, and this will be Z1. Impedance triangle. So sir, why don't you draw some voltage relationship? So as you can assume here a current I flowing like this here. Current will have 0 phase. This will be VC. This will be here VR1. Fine. So that VR1 only I'm writing it here, R1 axis. So from this I'll get the impedance triangle here. From impedance triangle, cos first thing cos phi 1 as R by Z1, I can write it. Then what is Z1 first of all? Z1 should be equal to root of R square plus XC square. R1 square plus XC square. So cos phi 1 is what? I'll write it as R by mod of Z1. This is 1 by 2. R1 by R1 square plus XC square. Okay, there's a one equation. How many unknowns are there? R1 and XC. Let's see that one. And total power factor of the circuit. Total power factor of the circuit should be R1 plus R2. because for across this also the current will be in this direction and the voltage will be in the same direction. So VR2 will be in this direction. In terms of phase, I'm showing the current in fact will flow like this. So if I draw the total, so it will be like this. So now what is Z is equal to now? Z is equal to under root of R1 plus R2 whole square plus X square. So what is cos phi? Cos phi should be equal to R1 plus R2 by Z. So what is cos phi? Root 3 by 2 R1 plus R2 root of R1 plus R2 whole square plus X square. How many unknowns are there? We know R2. Two equations, two unknowns. Solving that will get R1 and as well as XC. If I give some frequency, I can bring even C1 also. If I say 50 Hz, I can bring even C also. What is XC? XC should be equal to 1 by omega C. You must be careful about questions of this kind. You work out, so solve this. See, capacitor, overall phase angle, you see that when power factor is how much he has given, root 3 by 2 with current leading the voltage. In which circuit current leads the voltage? In RC circuit. Okay, got this. So inside capacitor only should be there, no? So now you can ask questions. So why don't you bring one inductor? I think unknowns will become more, no? So will you solve problem to get more unknowns or to less unknowns? Unknowns should be less. In exams, you should not do this adventure. So I assume both capacitor and inductor. When you assume both, then what happens? You get three unknowns, not possible. We have a limited information here. If they ask you more than two elements, then inductor is possibility. The possibility is only two elements are there. So you can bring even inductor.